Hi everyone, and welcome to episode number 244 of the Karen Knits podcast. My name is Karen, and I'm coming to you from South Central Pennsylvania, where I live, where I work, where I knit and crochet, and get into all kinds of other crafting shenanigans. I'm so happy to see you here with me. I'm so happy to have you all here with me today. It is Saturday, February, I almost said January, Saturday, February 8th, 2025, and it's a dreary day out. We have forecast coming in for freezing rain and sleet this evening and overnight. Yuck. I kind of hope it either gets colder and comes down to snow, or preferably warms up a few more degrees and it comes down as rain. Not ice. I hate ice. I do not want ice on the ground. Yuck. But that's the forecast now. It's supposed to be starting in the next couple hours. And cross your fingers we don't get ice. That's no fun. So, welcome. If you're a new viewer, thank you so much for coming by and checking out my channel. I'm so happy to have you here with me. Hope you like it and stick around and come back in subsequent weeks to see what kind of shenanigans I'm up to. If you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back week after week to see what I'm up to and what I've managed to get done, what kind of trouble I've got into, all that fun stuff. I'm so happy to have each and every one of you here with me each and every time I post a video. I appreciate it so much. If you have not yet subscribed, please do. It helps my teeny tiny channel. It's free, doesn't cost you anything to do that. And like the video, share, comment. I love reading your comments. Hit the notification bell if you want to see when I have new videos coming out. Typically they come out every Saturday. Sometimes there's a couple extra videos. Like this past week I actually had one on Wednesday, one on Friday. So next week I'm not sure if it'd be anything else until Saturday again, but we'll see. So this week, it's been a good week. I have one finished object and I started two new ones. So finish one, start two. That's a good ratio, isn't it? And actually with the new project, it's almost done. But I will show you that in a few minutes. So my finished object, not the first one, just the finished object, are my 2 at a time toe-up sort of shorty socks. I love this color. Oh, these are so pretty. The toes and heels are done in bare, and the rest of the sock is done with no, I don't have that. I thought I had the tag beside me. It's over in the project bag over there. This yarn is from Little Bay Blue, and the colorway name is Groove and Gecko. And I love this color. Isn't it gorgeous? It is such, and I think it's a little bit washed out on the camera, but it's a really bright, vibrant green with little flecks of blue, different tones of green in there. Love this yarn. I have another skein of yarn by the same dyer. It's in combination of blue, I think. Yeah, blues with some little pinks and little shots of other colors in it. But second pair of 2 at a time toe-up sort of shorty socks finished this year. Love them. Love them. So that's my one finished object, and I also have 2 new cast-ons. One of them, I think I probably talked about both of them last week. The first one is my Sock Madness warm-up. I'm using yarn that I dyed myself. It's just kind of a tonal purpley gray color, pinky purple grays. And I have a little bit of progress. I don't have a whole lot to show for them yet. I'm all tangled up here. There's no surprise there. Good gravy. I have both cuffs are done, and one of the socks has, I think, 3 rounds on the leg done. I don't think I will finish these by the 14th. The warm-up for Sock Madness 19, the first pair warm-up pattern, running from, oh my gosh, words, Karen. It runs from the 1st to the 14th of February. It doesn't have to be done by that time. That's just the window of time that the pattern will be available and people will be working on it. There might be another one that comes out on after the 14th. I don't know. But this is where I am so far. Not much progress. You'll see in a couple minutes why there's not much progress on these guys. So the pattern is called Gansy Adventure, and it's by Zeliwa. Z-E-L-I-W-A, or Z if you're from the States. That's one of my Canadian holdouts, as I say Z instead of Z. It sticks. Z sounds strange to me. But anyway, so these socks it's a really neat idea. There's a lot of variety in the pattern. It's done cuff down. I'm doing them 2 at a time, but in tandem. So I have them on 2 different sets of needles. So typically I'll do one cuff, then I'll do the second cuff. Then I will do the first leg, then I'll do the second leg. Then I'll do the first heel, the second heel, and then the gussets and the feet, and then the toes. So I typically do them when I'm doing things like that in tandem. I typically do them that way. I'll do one part, then the same part on the other sock. So especially with the Sock Madness sock, so that if there's some wonky detail I have to keep track of, it's easier to keep track of if I've just finished it on one leg, then I know what to do on the next leg. In theory, that's how it works. And it's often I had somebody ask me if I do them 2 at a time. I typically do them in tandem, because frequently the patterns, there's a lot of detail in them. And for me, it's easier to focus on one sock at a time. And oftentimes there's been patterns that have a spot where you have to shift stitches around from one needle to the next needle. I don't like trying to work out how to do that when I'm doing them 2 at a time. It's doable, but I don't like fiddling with that. So I usually do them in tandem. So anyway, as I was saying, wow, I've got off onto a tangent there. These socks are, on the cuff, you had 3 choices of how to do the cuff, just how you do the knit purl portions. Then for the leg and the foot, you have 2 choices. You can either follow a path of stars, trees, or waves. And each one has a chart that goes with it, with the Gansy pattern or the texture knit purl texture pattern in either a star pattern, a tree pattern, or a wave pattern. And you can choose any combination you want. So you can do 2 stars, 2 trees, stars then trees on one, trees then waves on the other. You can do them any which way you want. You can do them both the same, you can do them differently, whatever your little heart desires. Right now I'm starting out the first leg in the path of stars. I think I will probably do the second one also. I think I'll do the matching. And I'm planning on doing the stars on the leg and the trees on the feet. That's the plan right now. Come back in a week and see if that's what I actually did. But that's where I am with those. The heels, again, you have 3 choices for how you do the heel flap, and then the same when you get to the toe. There's 3 options for how to do the toe, and those coordinate with what you've done on the cuffs. So I'm a long way from the toes. A very long way away from the toes. So I'm hoping to get more work done on these socks this week coming up. They're not as travel friendly a pair of socks to work on because of the charts that we have to follow, but I am hoping to get more work on them done this week coming up. We shall see. So those are my Gansy Adventure socks. So hopefully you'll see a lot more sock next week. Because right now it's not an awful lot of sock to look at quite yet. Drinking a Coke Zero. And it's 3:45 in the afternoon. So the light's kind of wonky. It's kind of dark and dreary out there with its cloudy, overcast, kind of dull and dreary out. And it's getting later, so even if I did have sunlight, it's not as much, it's late in the day. I've been out this morning. We had our Secret Sister reveal party this morning. So much fun, so much fun. And I gave the keyhole scarf to my secret sister. She had narrowed down, she thought I might be her secret sister. She had it narrowed down to me and one other woman. Same with me, I had it narrowed down to 2 different women. It's actually a mother and daughter pair. And I had it narrowed down to either the mother or the daughter, and it was the daughter who was my secret sister. So it was a lot of fun, but I didn't get home until after 2 o'clock. So I was on the road by 9:30, picked up three of the ladies because they live between my place and the house where the woman who hosted the party lives. So I picked up three ladies on the way out there and drove all of us out. And we had a really fun time. It was really nice. It was a lot of fun. Food was fantastic, and it was a lot of fun. My other project that has taken up a lot of my time this past week is a granny square blanket. And that's just half of it. Ugh. It's getting pretty big. And I am loving working on this in the evening because it's nice and warm on my lap and laying across my body on my lap when we're watching TV in the evening. So I started this on Saturday. I think I had mentioned I was going to get started on this when I was talking with you last week. Sorry, Olive, I didn't mean to bump you. So I think I mentioned last week that I was planning on getting started on working on that, and I have. I'm on to skein number 4. So this is a wonderful stash buster. And I'm going to knit, or crochet I should say, I'm not knitting, this is crochet. I'm going to go until the skein is either finished or enough so that I can't go one more round. I'm using Red Heart Super Saver for this. This is just yarn I had in my stash. I have more yarn than I can shake a stick at. And there's the details. I hope that's I think that's in focus. So the pattern is baby print and nice, easy, throw it in the washer, throw it in the dryer. You don't have to worry about being super careful with this. So this is one of the 3 crochet granny square blankets I'm making for a friend of mine for her 3 daughters. Her 3rd daughter arrived on the 29th. Yeah, the 29th of January. I'd hoped to have all 3 blankets ready, well, 2 of them ready for Christmas and 1 of them ready for when the 3rd baby arrived. You can see one is done, 2nd one is almost done, and I still have to get a wiggle on the 3rd one. I'm gonna have to go rooting through my tubs of yarn and choose yarn for the next one. I will probably finish this one either later today or tomorrow. we're going to be, once I have the editing done, I'm going to work on the socks for a while this afternoon, and I will be spending the evening when we're parked in front of the TV. I'll be working on that blanket again. So I'm using a 5mm crochet hook. I don't know what size that is in American sizes. It's marked with metric sizing. They're crochet hooks that I bought when I still lived in Canada, so probably before I even got into grad school. So I've probably had these crochet hooks for over 30 years. So I've had them forever. And I love them. They're a metal crochet hook. The shaft is thin and straight. It doesn't have bulges and bumps and things on it. I first started crocheting with that type of hook, and it's what feels most comfortable in my hand, and how I tend to swivel the hook in my finger, between my finger and my thumb when I'm working with the doing the stitches. So, and I hold it like a pencil. I bought some of those ergonomic, is that the right word? I bought one of those crochet hooks that are nice, that they're beautiful, but I couldn't use it just because I hold mine like a pencil. It just felt so wonky in my hand. I couldn't function with it. I bought one, I tried it, and I hated it. So I tried holding it like with like a death grip on it, like the overhand. I don't know what the proper terminology is for it, but it feels nice in your hand that way. But that's not how I hold my crochet hook. So it just, that style of crochet hook just does not work for me. So I like my plain old straight. It's an Arrow. I think it originally was, the brand was Arrow or Millward. It's probably a UK brand. Like I say, I've had this, it came in a set, and I've had them for years and years. At least, I wouldn't be surprised if it's at least 30 years. It might be closer to 40 years I've had them. I've had them for ages. There's a set I bought myself way back when I first started crocheting, not long after I was in high school. And I'm getting old, so it was a long time ago. But I've kept them, I use them, I love those crochet hooks. So it's 5mm. That was a long way of telling you it's a 5mm hook that I'm using on that. I'm just watching people up and down the street out here. I love people watching. So anyways, this Afghan will probably be done tonight. It'll probably be done by the end of the weekend. Hopefully it'll be done tonight. I probably only have a handful more rounds to go. As the blanket gets bigger and bigger, a skein of yarn doesn't go as many rounds anymore just because of the sheer size of it. And what else is new? We had bad weather earlier in the week. We're having a sort of rough winter here. The weather's been, January was really cold, and we had a bit of an ice storm a couple days ago. When was that? Monday into Tuesday? I think so. But we had freezing rain again, and they're threatening that again for tonight. I say it is getting darker out. It's probably going to, it'll be starting up in a little while, and just cross your fingers that we don't get ice. Don't really want to see church get canceled in the morning if the weather is stinky. We shall see. It should be up to 40 degrees by partway through the morning tomorrow. So probably any ice we get is going to, if we do get ice, it's going to melt quickly. It's right around the freezing mark now, so it's just in that bad temperature range. So what else is new? School is going well. It's been really busy, especially doing this condensed course, but that is moving along quickly. It's getting closer. That course is almost done. Crazy how fast this semester is going. But the courses are going well. And what else? Probably not an awful lot else is new or interesting around here. So the Secret Sister reveal party was a lot of fun this morning. And I lead a boring life. So we went and did a bit of shopping yesterday afternoon. I didn't get anything. I was hoping to find some fabric because I want to make a dedicated project bag for my Knitting on Train series. And so I couldn't. We went to this one store, it's called Surplus City, and they have a bunch of fabric there. Didn't have anything I liked. That's where I bought the fabric that have like the sheep and little sweaters and scarves, little balls of yarn that I bought a year or two ago. And I made one project bag with that for myself. They have all kinds of funky fabric patterns. Yeah, I think that made sense. But they didn't have anything quite what I was looking for. So what I have done, I found the fabric I want on Amazon. So we went to Surplus City, then I went to Joanne, and by then I gave up. I was thinking, oh, maybe I'll go to Hobby Lobby, but I thought I give up. So I knew I could get it on Amazon. So I ordered the fabric I want there. It's shipped now. It should be here not too long. So maybe next week I will show you the fabric and hopefully have the project bag either done or in progress. Or worst case scenario, I'll just show you the fabric I got for it. Because it's really fun fabric. It follows the train theme. You'll see what I mean when you see the fabric. So that's on the way. So that's a project I have coming up in the next week or two. The fabric might not arrive until later in the week, but we'll see. I don't know I can't remember where it's coming from, but and I'm starting to get winding up for birthday celebrations. My birthday is actually in 10 days. And it's a big one. I'll be turning 60. I cannot believe I can't believe I admitted that on the internet. Women aren't supposed to admit their ages, are they? Anywho, so it's a big birthday coming up. So I've been buying myself a few little birthday treats. They've been mostly fountain pen related. I ordered a couple new inexpensive fountain pens from AliExpress in China. I also ordered a few things that are fountain pen related as the way I want to keep track of all my fountain pen inks, things like that. So I ordered a few things for that purpose, and I will be posting videos about that on my other channel. But so those are some early birthday presents for myself. I think I'm going to refrain from buying any birthday yarn. I don't need any more yarn. Good heavens, I have enough yarn to knit till I'm 210. Seriously, I have more yarn than I know what to do with. So I don't need to buy more yarn. But it is tempting. Maybe just buy one. No, I don't know. Behave, Karen. Stash down. Remember, stash down diaries. I want negative scores. Anyway, I'm starting to ramble. I'm going off into wonky territory now. So I think I will let you guys go. And I'm going to get the editing done on here. Then I will either get going on the socks or get going on finishing up this baby blanket. Maybe I'll go rooting through my yarn tubs and see if I can pick out which yarn I want to use for baby blanket number 3. I will let my friend decide which girl gets which blanket. They'll all be roughly the same size. The one for the littlest baby is going to be way too big for her right now, but she'll be able to use it for a while. So I will let my friend decide which child gets which blanket. And I don't know what color the next one is going to be. I have to go digging through my yarn and see what I have. Play it by ear and see which one I use. I do have some yarn that I got from another friend of mine a little while back. And there was this almost like this velour type yarn. I might use that to make the third blanket. I'm not sure. I have to look at the instructions and see what the care instructions are for that. But I also have other yarn that I've been contemplating using for that blanket. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. But I might also get busy on working on that this week as well, this upcoming week as well. So if that's the case, then I won't get as much done on my Gansy Adventure socks. Come back in a week and see. I should have another finished object to show you next week, and probably a new project that I started, another baby blanket. But for me, crochet goes so quickly. I crochet quite quickly, much quicker than I knit. And oh, that's the other thing I was going to tell you about. One of the women that was at the reveal party today, she has 2 daughters. They're 14 and almost 13. And the 13-year-old has learned to crochet. And we were looking at one of her great-grandmothers. It was her great-grandmother that was hosting the party. We were looking at some Afghans she had in the spare room where the girls stay if they're staying at great-grandma's house. But there was this big granny square blanket. It was just like a solid, like a one side, like, what are they called? Like the ones I'm doing here, where you just start in the middle and you just make a single granny square, just making it bigger and bigger and bigger. And she liked the look of that, and she was saying she'd like to learn how to make that. And so I said, I can show you how. And so she's all excited because she wants to learn how to make a granny square blanket. So I'm so excited to find some time to get together with her and teach her how to do that. She's made little stuffed animals. Like, she knows what she's doing and she loves it. She really enjoys it. So I don't think she's going to have any trouble mastering doing a simple granny square blanket. She will not have any trouble. I just have to get her started, show her what to do. And I said, the only stitches you need to do, double crochet and chain stitch. She's like, I can do that. I'm like, then you can make a granny square blanket. So I'm excited to be able to show her how to make one. I'll see her at church tomorrow morning. Maybe I'll remind her and see if there's a time, and talk to her and her mom and see if there's a time that maybe we can get together. And they live quite a ways from church. We live one direction. They live fair ways the opposite direction from church. So it might be a little tricky to find time to do this. We'll figure something out. We will figure something out. But so I'm kind of excited to see a young lady learning how to crochet and wanting to learn more. I'm so excited for that. That was the other fun thing I was going to tell you about. So anyways, I'm going to shut up for real, I think. I tell you that many weeks that I'm going to shut up and then I keep yakking. But anyway, I think that's about it. I am going to shut up and I will let you go, and I will see you guys again next week. Take care, everyone.